Welcome into the video, welcome into the channel. Hope everybody's doing well out there. And in today's video, I get to talk about my 77-inch LG C2 because rumor has it, LG is currently pushing out a new software update for the C2 as well as the G2 lineup. So let's go ahead and see if the update's been pushed over the air to my display. I just happen to have turned it on just now. So let me go ahead and grab the remote and press and hold that settings button. And we're going to head on over to support, software update, and the firmware version number I've been on for a while now is 23.20.74. Let's go ahead and click check for updates, and no updates found. That's going to do it for the video. If you did enjoy it,
got him! Got him!
no, I'm just kidding. No problem there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and manually install this update from LG's website, and I'm going to take this relatively fancy USB drive here. This is one that has USB A and C on it. Pretty cool. Also going to be different because I haven't done an installation with this sort of USB drive, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go onto my computer, I'm going to go ahead and install the update manually onto this drive and then on the display. Have no fear, if you are new to LG displays and you want to know how to manually install updates on it, I got you covered. I got a video that shows you step by step, which I'll card in the description, or I'll have something in here letting you know where to find it. But let's go ahead and get the update installed on this USB drive. All right, guys, it's your lucky day. I'm actually going to do the walkthrough on how to manually install the update for you in this video. So I've navigated my way to the support section of LG's website, which I must say I am not a fan of at all. They revamped it, I don't know, a handful of months ago. I'm not a fan. But anyway, here we are. You see the search bar down here. Let's scroll down a little bit. We're going to go in here, and if you've never searched for your display on LG's website before, and especially if you have an OLED, follow along. So the first thing we're going to type out is OLED because the display that I'm updating is a C2. That's an OLED. The next, we're going to put the display model size, which in my case is 77. And then finally, we're going to put the actual model, which is a C2, and it's going to give me two options here. And truth be told, you can pick either one of these. This is just dependent on the retailer you bought the display from. I'm going to choose this one just because I know that's my model number specifically. And it takes you to the actual product page. And we navigate our way over here to manuals and software. And over here on the right is where you have the latest software versions available for your display. And if I scroll down a little bit here, you'll be able to see that the most recent ones are going to be up here at the top. You can tell here by the date it's showing. It actually is going to have at least the prior update before this one right below it. So if you are coming from a very old firmware and you don't want to go to this one, you can attempt to go to the next closest thing, I suppose, if you found out that it's a good update, it's not breaking a bunch of things. But if you go on down, there's actually updates as far back as last September on here, which is kind of wild. But anyway, for the manual installation portion, you can see here you have two files here to look at. One, there's a PDF right here. That's not what we're going to mess with. What you're going to want to look at is the little CD drive looking thing right here. I'm going to click that, and what it's going to do is it's going to go ahead and start installing this. So I'm going to go ahead and click this right here, and it automatically populated a place to put it. So software file version 23.25.40 desktop looks good to me. Let's click save. And there it goes. It's starting to do the installation. All right, so it's just about finished installing. It should pop up over here in the top right momentarily. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and click on it from here. And it's going to pop open a little folder right here, and it shows a zipper on it. The first thing we're going to actually need to do is extract all the files, and then at that point we can go to the next step. So all right, so let's go ahead and click extract all, and it's going to ask for destination. Okay, extract. Should open up another one here momentarily. There we go. So now we have our extracted folder here. All right, now it's time to go ahead and plug in your USB drive, which in my case is right here. I'm going to get a second window opened up, which is right here. All right, and the next step, we need to create a folder inside of the USB drives folder. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to new folder, and I'm going to create a new folder, and it's going to be called LG_DTV. Press enter. Now you have a new folder inside of the USB drive. The next step is to drag and drop the software update file, which is the only thing in here, over into this folder right here. So I'm going to copy that into the new folder I just created. And we're going to give that a minute to install. Now, I forgot to mention at the front end of this that make sure your USB drive is formatted correctly. This is a brand new USB drive that I literally opened last night, and I actually forgot to do that step. So in this video, we're going to see what happens without me doing anything to it other than making sure it's completely empty. So I'm curious to see if this copies over correctly and in turn is available to be installed once I plug this into the display. And finally, I'm going to go ahead and double click this just to make sure. There's the new software update file in there. So next step from here, we're going to unplug the USB drive, and I'm going to go ahead and get this plugged into the back of the display. All right, I got the USB drive plugged in. As you can see here, version 23.25.40 pops up, the latest version. Do I want to update it now? Yes. Before I kick things off, like I mentioned, I wasn't sure if this was even going to work because I forgot to format the drive before I put it on there manually, but as you can see here, looks like it's ready to go. So let's go ahead and click yes, and fingers crossed this goes well. Here we go. Okay, little hiccup there. Let's make sure things are installing here. Let's go into support, software update, and so far so good. Sorry I had to abruptly cut the video there. The USB drive did something really wonky, and I wasn't sure it was going to get to this point, but here we are. So update is progressing pretty quickly, so that's a good thing. Almost there. 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Here we go. Software update has been completed. It'll be applied when you restart your TV. Do you want to restart it now? I think I will. Let's go ahead and click yes, and kind of nervous here. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. And there we go. The message was on there for like 0.2 seconds, but software has been updated. I always like to go back in the menu and just make sure, so let's press and hold that settings button and go back into support, software update, and there it is, 23.25.40. And if you're new to my channel, as customary in these videos, I do go through some of these menus just to see, just in case LG decided to put something new in there. I like to start with the picture modes here, and as usual, I don't see anything new. I'll make mention that in 2023, I believe it was, when they added this personalized picture mode out of the box, they kind of stopped adding new picture modes in here with software updates throughout the year. So unfortunately, we're probably not going to see new picture modes. And if you haven't tried this yet, avoid it. I tried it one time on one of my other displays, and I went through the prompts as if this is the image I would like, and it was total trash. Anyway, let's back out of there. And let's head on into it, advanced settings and brightness, just to see if anything's different. And the one thing that I typically like to look for in these menus is, did they unlock anything that normally would be locked? So for instance, I haven't run across anything yet. Okay, that's normal. Let's go to white balance. I'm not expecting anything locked there. Now, one thing to consider is whenever I find a lot of locked menu items, matter of fact, every one of these are unlocked, it's whenever I'm looking at an HDR image, and this is an SDR background, so this is a bad example, but just as I suspected, I'm not seeing anything new, and I'm not about to go through the general menu because then this video would be like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up by checking out what actually comes with this update, and I'll wrap the video up by making my recommendation on whether you should install this update. Alright, so now that I've had a chance to go through the menus, I didn't see anything new. Everything appeared to be unlocked, but again, I need to check HDR to make sure to see if anything has been unlocked. I'm not expecting that, but as far as I can tell, this is going to be your run-of-the-mill LG update with no new features, which means it's coming with fixing minor bugs. So, unfortunate that it doesn't come with anything fun. However, this leads me into whether I recommend you install this update. If you have a C2 or a G2, and you're experiencing any issues, like maybe you notice some issues with your picture quality in certain picture modes, or Maybe you're having audio issues, or maybe you're having Bluetooth connectivity issues. If you're experiencing anything, it might be worth risking installing the update. Just keep one thing in mind. Whatever problems this update is fixing, it's going to bring new ones. And this update is so new that I haven't had a chance to obviously go through it and find these bugs yet. And if you're interested in seeing what those bugs are after I get done testing this thing, be sure to hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Myself personally, I have been completely satisfied with the performance of my C2 here. I can't think of any bugs off the top of my head where this is something that I would want to install the update. The only reason I install this update is because that's what I do on this channel for you guys. So that way you kind of know what to expect if there's going to be a problem during install, or if it breaks something right off the bat, you'll know to avoid it. But anyway, that's going to do it for the video. Again, if you did enjoy it, you found it entertaining, you found it helpful, etc., be sure to hit the like button. And of course, stay tuned for the follow-up videos if I run into any big problems with this update. So that means you'll want to be subscribed with the bell on. But with all that being said, until the next one,